Good morning, students of students of level 8, campus 9. This is Mashaal here, and today we're basically continuing the chapter that we started studying in the last session. That was basically the effects and causes of a war of independence. All right. So we talked about the causes of war of independence. Today we're going to be talking about the events. What were the events that happened in the War of Independence? Now we know that there were multiple causes of why the War of Independence started, but the triggering point of the War of Independence was the grease cartridge, which was introduced by the Britishers. Now these grease cartridges, as you must remember, had to be chewed off or bitten off to load the gun, to basically load the gunpowder into the gun. And it was rumored that it was either made up of pig's fat or cow's fat, something that neither the Muslims nor the Hindus were willing to tolerate. So when the Britishers introduced these cartridges, they found a stern resistance from the Indian soldiers. In fact, in March of 1857, in January 1857, the Britishers introduced this cartridge, and in March, a sepoy named Mangal Pandey defied the British orders and was executed. Okay, and after this, in March, after 2 months of March, in what was May. Now, sepoys in Meerut refused to touch the new cartridge, okay, and they were court-martialed and they were put in jail. Now, their fellow soldiers also, revolted, and they broke into the jail, killed the British officers and the European officers, and basically, freed the soldiers. They then marched to Delhi. And what was in Delhi? Well, in Delhi was Bahadur Shah Zafar, the last Mughal emperor. They marched there and made him the symbol of the resistance. And slowly, the Britishers started to lose their cities. It is said that, the war spread quickly, and slowly, Mathura, Kanpur, Jhansi, Allahabad, as well as Delhi, Lucknow, all of it was basically, taken from the Britishers, and the Indian sepoys basically imposed their own rule. All of it was lost to the Britishers. In Kanpur, however, a very sad incident happened where basically Nana Sahib, I believe he must have been one of the rebels in the War of Independence, and he had his troops basically sieged Kanpur, basically inside a fort. A number of Europeans, up till 300, I believe, European women and children were basically trapped, and Nana Sahib and his forces promised them that you can leave Kanpur and we will not in any way assault you or harass you. So as they were leaving the city, the Nana Sahib and his forces turned on their promise and basically attacked the people, the women and the children, and killed them all. It is said that when the Britishers later recaptured Kanpur, they made sure to return the favor. In fact, they were more savage in their reply, and what they did was basically, it was an atrocity that the Britishers committed as a revenge. Now, finally, when the Bahadur Shah Zafar saw that he was losing the war, and he finally surrendered peacefully in September. Up till by September he surrendered peacefully, but his sons they started, I don't know if they continued fighting or not. The Britishers captured them all. Mirza Mughal, Mirza Sultan, Mirza Abu Bakr, they were captured and they were beheaded, and their heads were sent to Bahadur Shah Zafar as a warning to not fight against the Britishers ever again, or not to think of Britishers as someone that he could overthrow easily. Okay, so little by little, the Britishers were able to regain ground, and it is said that by September 1857, even Lucknow was taken back. Okay, finally, they said that the last center of resistance, or the last point of resistance, basically came from the ruler of Jhansi. Now, Jhansi, if you would remember, was basically the same princess. She was basically the princess whose father, when he died, their lands were taken by the Britishers under the doctrine of lapse. the Rani of Jhansi basically wanted to be the king, and she was brought up to become the king after her father's death. So when she saw that she was able to she lost the land, she wanted to regain it, and a war of independence was a prime opportunity for her. So she fought against the Britishers in the war of independence, showed a strict, severe, a very firm resistance. However, in the last, the Britishers were able to defeat her. They executed her, and also her assistant, I believe, which was Tatya Topi. Okay, and after the defeat of Lakshmi Bai, finally, by August 1858, the Britishers have said to have eliminated the entire opposition towards war of independence, and they were now fully back in control. So this is it. This is all that we have to do today. I hope you've understood it. If you have any questions, you can always get back to me. Okay, take care. Allah Hafiz.